Sheriff Todd Baxter, employees of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, employees of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, Alex Renzi, New York State Supreme Court, Paul C. Metz from James Freeland Jr., in Penfield Court, Public Defender Julie Sianka. My name is Chris Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I'm going to talk about violence. Talk about how violence is responsible for depositing me in jail when a prosecutor didn't talk in court. And I've been in jail 6 times, and 6 times the prosecutor's not talked in court. So I'm going to talk about $75,000, $904 Richard J. Sietman and violence. You, Sheriff Todd Baxter, love violence because this freak, Richard J. Sietman, hasn't been fired. So this is a document that arrived repeatedly since May 20th in your office. That's 100 pages. But I'm going to talk about documents that attached that arrived before that, Todd Baxter, like on January 22nd here. This email I only use once, Christopher Chichester 33 Gmail, or I say perjurer 73312 Michael C. Houlihan. On that link, well, Michael Houlihan lied under oath, director of the grand jury, Michelle Crowley, saying I swung a hammer at him and he's delusional in 1984 that occupies his sick mind. This says violence, Sheriff Todd Baxter, $75,904 to J. Sietman. So that's January 22nd on email that arrived. So I'm going to go to the next page, which is January 24th, with a different email, because I never use the same email twice, because I believe I can't be blocked. The perfect 2-word sentence for Sheriff Todd Baxter and District Attorney Sandra George right here: you freaks. And you, Todd Baxter, a reason why you're a freak. You're not going to fire this Richard J. Sietman. You're not going to discipline this Richard J. Sietman. He's certainly not going to be arrested and be in state prison, which is where he belongs, for violently attacking me. So I say you're freaks, and then that link is on there again, 75904 Richard J. Sietman, 2 days later. And then 2 days later after that, so in less than a week, 3 times, I sent to you this January 26th letter. This arrived registered mail return receipt here, where violence, Sheriff Todd Baxter, 75904 Richard J. Sietman. Well, I'm telling you, comply with the attached PDF dated January 26, 2023 to 73 Freedom of Information Law documents. This includes identification by prosecutor silence. Mail the address I demanded, the address on the form. Richard J. Sietman walked into Penfield Public Library because he was watching my front door in Penfield. I don't know, this is the last time I leave my residence. I lived there for 8 years. I sit down at the last computer terminal. I've said this repeatedly now. Sietman and his psychopath partner enter the library. Sietman runs at me, he slams his arm to the side of my head. I fell down and my head hit the ceramic top. Violent attack upon me by a psychopath cop. And since you, Todd Baxter, are a psychopath cop, it does not matter. He broke my glasses. That's why this is called broken glasses. And these are about $200 glasses. I do not remember where I bought them. I had them for about 3 years at that point. And I'm going to write down all the things I no longer have, Todd Baxter, that I'm going to bill you for. And I'm going to do other things to you too, civilly. So he broke my glasses. This psychopath cop, Richard J. Sietman. 2 people are going to decide I'm in Livingston County Jail, the same jail the Tops Buffalo mass murderer Peyton Jenner was in. Richard J. Sietman, Paul C. Metz, his $28,000 bald-headed widow in Penfield Court. And when I get there, there's no prosecutor from the district attorney's office there to make an argument I committed a crime after Sietman attacks me. And that's when I find out I have a public defender. This is what I previously called unconstitutional. And you Perry Duckles, Mark Monahan, Michelle Crowley, and Lisa Gray at the district attorney's office can tell me if this is constitutional. Because what this means is the district attorney's office doesn't have to be notified or present or anywhere near Penfield Town Court, 1985 Bad Road, for Paul C. Metz and James Freeland Jr. to send any citizen 36,000 in Penfield to jail. As the law is bizarre in the state of New York, I will not say that it's illegal or unconstitutional. I believe it is. I'm trying to find out if that is. Can a judge anywhere, because if Paul C. Metz could do this in Penfield Town Court, then a judge anywhere from Montauk on easternmost part of Long Island, where I have been over and over since the fisherman, to Buffalo, where I've been for Bills games, all the way up to Lake Placid, where I went once with my former employer, Governor George Pataki, down to New York City. One judge anywhere in the whole state of New York, just like Paul C. Metzer did to me, can send a defendant to jail when a prosecutor was not present to make an argument that a defendant committed a crime. Is that legal in the state of New York? Is that constitutional, more importantly? I don't know, and you know. So here's his salary right here. Richard J. Seaman, $75,904.40. He should be fired immediately. When you arrested me for double jeopardy on Penfield Road, which I have not really went into detail yet about that on YouTube, but I will in the next 2 weeks, he was standing right there. And I used the most ferocious language right in front of Richard Sietman and your 10 other psychopaths standing right there as I'm handcuffed inside the sheriff's office. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be charging. I have so many concocted charges, fiction, and lies. I don't know what the reason was for me to be in the backseat of that vehicle where you again stalked me over to some road. This road was called Willow Pond Way in Penfield. I have no idea. It's just that Paul C. Metzer wants to send me to jail. That's why. Prosecutors never talked in court for me because it's impossible to make an argument that I committed a crime. For me being sitting in the backseat of that Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle, when I looked at this psychopath who broke my glasses, Richard J. Seaman, whatever the charges is for me being in handcuffs in the backseat of that vehicle, that's a lie, that's a fiction, that's a fantasy of your fucking psychopath bald head, Todd Baxter, and your employees who do not understand what constitutes a criminal act. So, this is the check right here that I've held up repeatedly, $61.39. This is the price of violence. It does not matter to you that this is the price of violence either, Todd Baxter. He should be fired immediately. Am I lying? Michael Rather, Kathleen Miller, $101,000 win to that Scott O'Brady, because the only reason why he won't be arrested or fired is if I'm lying. If this didn't happen at all. If Richard J. Sietman didn't attack me, and I filed this criminal complaint that I'm going to read momentarily, you could charge me with a crime. It is a crime in the state of New York to falsely file a criminal complaint, right? If I'm lying, if this didn't happen, then charge me. It did happen. And I'm being facetious here. Because here's the criminal complaint that arrived in your office on July 22nd, where it says, attached are 4 criminal complaints. Here's your address. Todd Baxter, Sandra Dorley. Quote, that Richard J. Seaman, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, walked into Penfield Public Library in Penfield, New York, ran at Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm to his head of Chichester, causing him to fall back, was in his head and ceramic tile for end quote. Am I lying? Or not? If I'm lying, charge me with a crime. If this didn't happen at all, if this is a non-event, charge me. It did happen. Why hasn't he been fired? Why hasn't he been arrested? Why hasn't he been prosecuted? A psychopath cop who will attack other innocent citizens. It's one thing for me to just show it to you here. Freaks and sociopaths, the district attorney's office, sheriff's office, Penfield Town Court, you Alex Renzi, $210,000 salary. The freak who's been in there since 2009. Here it is right here. Richard J. Seaman of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office walked into Penfield Public Library in Penfield, New York, ran at Christopher Chichester, slammed his arm to the head of Chichester, causing him to fall backwards and hit his head on ceramic tile floor. Right here, complaint. Why hasn't Richard J. Seaman been arrested? This is a violent attack upon me. This is violent felony assault. If I'm incorrect about that, then the state legislature in Albany, Speaker Carl Heastie and Senator Majority Andrews two cousins to change the law. I'm absolutely convinced this is violent felony assault. How can it not be? Anytime you slam your arm into a citizen's head, it's violent felony assault. Especially me falling backwards and hitting my head in the library's ceramic tile. Here's my name right here. Chris Chichester. I signed this here on the 21st day of July. Christopher Price, the Monroe branch of the Rochester Public Library, which I'm sure you know is on Monroe Avenue. This is my signature right here, saying Richard J. Seaman committed a violent crime upon me. Either arrest and prosecute Richard J. Seaman or arrest and prosecute me. What's it going to be, freaks and sociopaths at the district attorney's office? What's it going to be, Perry Duckles? I'm going to write this down too. Is your boss, Sandra Dorley, going to the office? This pathetic accumulation of health afflictions? Does she have a car and driver? Does a car and driver wait in her driveway in Webster and drive her into the district attorney's office? Or does she not even go into the office? Where do you contact Sandra Dorley? Does she work the standard 40-hour work week or not? Because she uses her health, because she wants to be a pathetic sympathy case to generate political points with the idiot voters that go for this. And she knows idiot voters go for this. When she uses her health and talks about her health as a cancer survivor, my immediate conclusion is she can't do her job because of her health. So, what's it going to be? Arrest me or arrest Richard J. Sietman. This is the absolute truth of violence upon me that I sent to your offices on January 22nd, January 24th via email. I understand if I'm blown off. But this arrived in your office, Todd Baxter signed for it. If this Benito Mussolini skinhead opened this and looked at it, like on this one here, this says psychopaths. This has arrived probably 30 times since January. This link with Richard J. Sietman, these links here about him, on the 22nd of January, on the 24th of January, on the 26th of January, have arrived, I think, 30 times since then, because here are the green cards that come back to me. Here. Your name's on here over and over, Todd Baxter. Your name's on here over and over, Sandra Dorley. The blue wall silence is going to protect psychopath cop Richard J. Sietman, who broke my glasses with his violent attack upon me. Doesn't matter, you freaks and sociopaths at all. So, he's right there on the payroll. His salary should be reduced by $75,904. He should be arrested, prosecuted, and jailed. Why won't he be? Because you're corrupt, that's why. Most obvious reason, Richard J. Sietman can walk to this parking lot in Pemberton, New York. This puts me on the radar screen of the sheriff's office. And for the first time in my life, when I'm past 50, I'm going to handcuffs on me when I haven't committed a crime. Tell me this is a crime, freaks and sociopaths, the sheriff's office and the attorney's office. Because the reason why Richard J. Sietman goes into the Pemberton Public Library is this freaking sociopath puts me on a radar screen. Shannon Meyer, Todd Baxter's 83-291 42-cent freak. He gave her a $16,000 raise. Writing a warrant for my arrest for walking through his parking lot. The Pemberton High School students walk through every day. My excellent friend Adam and his mother and father live next to me, walk through this parking lot every day. Is a parade of individuals walking through this parking lot all day long in Penfield, New York, which I said to Shannon Meyer, and the way she sets me up is she calls a man named Steve Desert Broccola Tree in Lawn Care. She says, ride your tractor by his residence right here. He comes out of the house, we're going to arrest him. The problem with that is I said over and over now 100 times, we come outside, stand right here, say nobody owns the land, one bank rents. That's not a crime. That's not criminal contempt. Second, that's not a crime anywhere except for psychopath cops at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and mutations on Pemberton Town Court like John P. Lomenzo Jr. He said to me on this document that was in front of him, when I had to go to Pemberton Town Court for the first time I'm in there, he screamed at me, Christopher Chichester, you're charged with trespass. And then I had to correct this fossil and say, it's not trespass, it's criminal contempt second. He doesn't even know the correct fictional charge for me because he doesn't know anything, just like Paul C. Metzer doesn't know anything, and just like Alex Renzi doesn't know anything. These corrupt, sick judges that you force me in front of don't know anything, which I said to Alex Renzi too. Broken glasses. Broken glasses, $61.39 check in my pocket. Ridiculous. Things I don't have because my landlord, Anthony Ospano, locking me out. All my Brooklyn Dodgers hats are gone. I bought this hat for $30 online. Every single thing I own is gone. And a reason why is because these psychopath cops like Richard J. Sietman and Shannon Meyer just concocting crime after crime after crime for me, where it's impossible for a prosecutor to make an argument that I have committed a crime. So on here, and I'm going to be brief because you will see another link while I'm talking to you. I'm demanding over and over the names of my prosecutors of silence. And this is corruption here because you public defender Julie Sianka, I contacted you on August 1 here. Perry Duckles and Julie Sianka on this August 1 got this here. I think you got 1,000 words, pardon me, each. I've repeatedly said the registered now return receipt free information law requires you to disclose and our prosecutor's silence refused, but return large mill envelopes to my address in Park Avenue. This is corruption, you don't know it. So that's all this one for Julie Sianka. And you're copied on there. Michelle Crowley, Elizabeth Buckley, Director of Local Courts, redirect defendants away from James Milling Jr. and Paul C. Metzer, Elizabeth Buckley, and then you're not going to have innocent citizens in jail when prosecutors don't talk in court. So, Perry Duckles right here. I said the first graph here, Perry Duckles, on that same day I contacted Julie Sianka and $140,000 salary. I've been in jail six times a prosecutor in your office has not talked to court to make an argument I committed a crime. This is called insanity. It's insane for any citizen in New York to have a life destroyed by total silence in a courtroom by one corrupt judge. The reason the prosecutors never talked in court is simple. It's possible to make an argument I committed a crime. I'm convicted on paper by a fellow freaks, fanatics, sociopaths, the attorney's office, Sandra Dorley. So when I skip down here, I'm just going to read the relevant graph here. I had prosecutor's silence. The FOIL was in here too on this August 1st. You freaks, fanatics, and sociopaths, the district attorney's office behaved exactly where the mafia did in New York City. The mafia remained above the law in the city for decades, and you're above the law in Monroe County. Today, the law is a joke to you. I prosecutor's silence before one, Peffertown Court Judge John P. Menzo Jr., two, Peffertown Court Judge Paul C. Metzer, three, New York State Supreme Court Judge Alex Renzi. Channel 2, 4, and 7, you can get on Long Island, which is the New York City News. And the Mafia and John Gotti and Paul Castellano, his assassination outside Sparks Steakhouse in 1985, was on the news all the time. And I would think, these are real criminals. I've never committed a crime. And when you're concocting crimes for me, you're ignoring real criminals in Monroe County. So what's the problem, freaks and sociopaths? Julie Sianka, you know the names on prosecutor's silence. Perry Duckles, you know the names on prosecutor's silence. Is Julie Hahn my prosecutor of silence before John P. Menzo Jr.? What's the name of the 5'2" and 3-piece suit boy that sent me to Livingston County Jail? My last appearance in the New York State Supreme Court for Alex Renzi said to me, quote, "You're finished and done," which is not true. Because I come here and I flame you freaks and psychopaths, and you can just concoct another crime for me, present me in front of Alex Renzi, some other corrupt judge, summarily declare me guilty, and I'll be in jail again. That exact thing's going to happen to me. What are the names of my prosecutors? It's ridiculous, insane refusal. Tell me, you know who's not going to have a prosecutor? $75,904 Richard J. Sietman, who broke my glasses. A violent attack upon me. So I'm going to send this YouTube link to Todd Baxter. He'll sign for it. You'll sign for this YouTube link, Sandra Dorley. And you know what's going to happen? It's because they broke a glass. If you click on, you'll see me talking to you here for nearly 20 minutes about this psychopath cop attacking me. That's not going to matter to you. You have the criminal complaint in your office about him. It's not going to matter to you. I'll be arrested for just walking out here and in jail for telling a man on his track that nobody owns the land next to our rights. This is a vicious, violent attack upon me by a sworn officer of law, and nothing's going to happen to him. And this is why you're corrupt, District Attorney Sandra Dorley, and this is why you're corrupt, Sheriff Todd Baxter, because you're an embrace of violence. My name is Christopher Chichester. I live in Rochester, New York. I've been an innocent man my whole life.